Culture Uncut. This is Culture Uncut. This is Culture Uncut. I am your host, Jason Spears, and Colt fans, we've got a lot to talk about.
They are in such a bad spot. I mean, I guess you could argue, he needs to improve the depth, but again, if you take somebody's number one, number two quarterback, their Pro Bowl defensive, their best Pro Bowl D linemen, their two All-Pro corners, an All-Pro or Pro Bowl caliber left tackle, a solid right tackle, your best special teams player. The kicker got injured. The second kicker sucked. I mean, you can say it's excuses. They're just facts, man. I guess my question would be, just specific to this year, what would you have liked to seen Ballard do that would have made you happy? Because he did everything I wanted. I cannot sit up here rightfully and bitch about Ballard. In terms of just this season. He did everything I asked him to do. And I can't fire the man because everybody got hurt just on this season. Now you can fire him for the whole body of work. That's a different conversation. But if he kept his job all these other years, and then he gives you this year where he does everything you asked, seemingly changing his complete modus operandi to be more aggressive, I don't know if I fire him. But that's just me. I know 99% of the people that listen to this are going to go ham in the comments because they hate Chris Ballard. And I get it. He sucked for the entirety of his career, except really for 2 years. So, and this being one of them. To me, my opinion. And I don't Steichen and Jones just had such a great rapport. That's proven that it can work. But if you fire Ballard, the new GM's going to want to bring in his own coach. And I'm not a proponent of sticking a coach with a GM or having the head coach pick the new GM. I'm not a proponent of that. I'm a proponent of you syncing up the GM with the head coach. The synchronicity between owner, head coach, GM, or owner, GM, head coach, quarterback. And we had it this year for the first till November, till Berlin, right? It was working. And then it just all the injuries, when we lost Buck in Pittsburgh, and then it was all downhill from there. I mean, Charvarius got hurt, I think, earlier than that. He missed a lot of games with injuries, and you get Sauce, and he immediately gets hurt, and then you lose your tackles, then you lose your quarterback, then the tackles, and Doolin, and it just goes on and on and on and on. And I just don't see how you possibly can rebuild this team with no first-round picks without giving up. You'd have to, and I don't even know if you'd get a first for these guys. You could probably maybe get a back end first for Quentin Nelson. That's maybe. I don't know if we have any guys on this roster that are getting you a first round pick. I really don't. That's why they're in no man's land. Not enough. I just don't know if they've got enough to even. And there's only two quarterbacks in this draft anyway. So I guess I'm at the point where I guess I'd run it back. I know the arguments, and I know I've bitched about Ballard more than anyone, but this is the 1 year I'll defend him. All the other years, yes, they should have gotten rid of him, and I guess in a vacuum you should get rid of him. But if they had first round picks, the whole thing would be different if they had first round picks. Then I could see it, because then But they don't. I want to bring a new GM in here when he's got a full arsenal of draft capital. God, I cannot wait to read the comments on this video. It's going to make me never do another podcast probably, because they're just going to be all like, you suck, this show sucks, Ballard sucks, everything sucks. But I'm just telling you how I feel. You can disagree with it. I get it. I know you're all fed up with losing. I am too. I'm fed up with all of it. But I have to be honest about what I wanted, and he's done everything I wanted. He doesn't have any control over injuries. And I mean, I guess a bigger argument could be made for maybe the culture, the losing culture, like the pussy, kind of the soft, like, you know, the way they played in Jacksonville and the usual way they play. That argument is much more feasible to me than the, you know, collapse and he sucks and all this. Like the general overall argument about like this just not being a tough enough team with winning players. I get that one more. But even then, it's such a nuanced conversation because they haven't had a real quarterback. And when they have, they've been good. I mean, well, until he got hurt. Meaning both Andrew Luck and Rivers. They were good with Rivers and now with Jones. But it's really exhausting thinking about this team because for every problem you think you solve with one move, there's like 5 other ones that you create, which is kind of why I'm like, maybe just stay the course, give it one more year. But I don't know. I just know this. You can't win in this league without a really good quarterback. And I don't care who the GM is. I don't care who the head coach is. You cannot make chicken salad out of chicken shit. And look, Phillip Rivers from the head up is as good as it gets, but he's shot physically. So they have to just use what they have with him. With Riley, it's the other thing. He's got limitations with his arm. He can run. Are you going to build an entire offense around his run game like for the rest of the year? Like I don't know. I don't know. I'm out of answers. They just need to get Jones back. Re-sign him, whatever. There's nothing out there. I don't want Kyler Murray. There's just nothing else out there. I don't want Jacoby Brissett. I don't want any more bridge bullshit. Just get Jones, get him healthy, and God, Anthony, try not to smash your face with the thing, man. Like, I don't know. I would like to hear someone's blueprint to making this a winning franchise with no first round picks, like who they would hire. Like I just literally want somebody that, because I know the comments are all going to be, you're crazy. They have to fire Ballard. They have to get rid of Steichen. They have to start over. Okay. What do? You just rip what do you do? Who do you hire at GM? Who's your quarterback? Who's your head coach? Who do you cut? And what's your time frame for this team being good? Because then it comes down to quarterback. Like quarterback, like it's you need pass rush, quarterback, left tackle. You know, you got to be good at the edge, good in the middle, but you got to have a quarterback. And I don't like. There is nobody better than Daniel Jones that's out there. Not Kirk Cousins, not any of these other people. He's the best that there is to offer. So, I mean, I get it. Your guys are gonna. I'm sure every single person that listens to this, unless Chris Ballard's family listens to it, is gonna disagree with it, and I get it, right? But I just don't know what the plan is. I don't know. You're just in no, like, it doesn't matter who the GM is. You're in no man's land. Like, I just, because you're just, it's such a like, you're in such a hard spot because of the aging veterans. I mean, I would cut some of the vets, like Zaire Franklin. I want more playmaking, like guys that can actually make game-changing plays. I don't mean tackles for loss. I mean sack fumbles. More like smart players that can drop in coverage and pick off passes. Like, Zaire's a decent run player. He does run past quarterbacks a lot, and he does run past plays a lot. I think Pratt's actually been better than Zaire's been, and I love Zaire. He's a Syracuse guy. There's just, but again, like, I have to hear a plan. Somebody's got to tell me a plan for me to, like, be all in on just dumping everything and starting over. You can't just dump everything and have no plan. Like, you've got to tell me who you're bringing in, like, who's your quarterback, what's your plan with the roster, what are you doing at backup quarterback if Anthony Richardson's your answer to quarterback, what are you doing with the defense, what are you doing with, everything. Because honestly, like, if Jones can get healthy, I don't see a reason why we can't run this back and be competitive next year. I don't. Other than injuries. And competitive, and by competitive, I mean, like, have a chance to win the division. So, I don't know. I don't even, like, this type of shit just makes me not want to do this podcast. Like, it's so depressing thinking about how fucked this organization is. Like, you can't look forward to draft picks. You can't look forward to, we're going to get a quarterback. You can't look forward to, anything. Because literally everything they do is wrong. When they're not aggressive, it's wrong. When they don't go out and get depth for offensive line, the whole offensive line gets hurt. When they don't, like, so then when they do, like, they are aggressive, they still get hurt. All the guys that they get hurt. All the high money players get hurt. Like, it just seems like it just seems like this team's cursed. Seriously. Not just in Jacksonville, but just cursed. And it's been this way for, I mean, almost literally everything that can go wrong for an organization has gone wrong in the last 10 years. Our generational quarterback just retires out of nowhere. We can't find a quarterback. Then we find one and we basically push him out for Carson Wentz. Then we get rid of Carson Wentz and bring in a dead body to play quarterback, essentially, and Matt Ryan. Then we take a lottery ticket on Anthony Richardson, and then, Gardner Minshew, then back to Anthony Richardson and Joe It's just, I mean, honestly, I could just do Colt diaries on all the crazy shit that's happened in the last 10 years. I mean, I guess I could be talked into moving on from Ballard if it's the person's aligned with Steichen, because if I want to bring Jones back, and Jones works well with Steichen. And I'm not a huge Steichen guy, but that is so important that I'm not willing to just throw away Steichen. He's too good with Jones. He just is. There's a lot of things I don't like about Steichen, but he resurrected Daniel Jones and got him playing the best football of his career and had us. I mean, think about it. The Chargers are beating everybody right now. And we stomped them. We played the Broncos, right? And DJ threw for 300 yards, played his best game of his career, and we were cooking good defenses, great defenses. So I don't want to lose that. I want to bring Pierce back. I want to, And, you know, if we have to play AR for a couple games to start the year, fine. But I really don't want I want to rebuild when we have draft capital, and I don't want to get rid of pillar guys to do it. Like, I refused. I know Quentin Nelson hasn't won shit. He's not a loser. Just because he hasn't won, he's one guy. He's not a losing player. I think Zaire Franklin is a losing player. I don't think Quentin Nelson is. I've never seen Quentin Nelson quit on a football field. I've never seen DeForest Buckner quit on a football field. Those are pillar guys that I want here as long as possible for younger players to learn from. But those are also the guys that are going to get you the most draft capital. But that's my point. Like, you kind of, what's that stupid saying? Biting your nose to spite your face, or cutting off your nose to spite your face, whatever. Like, I guess bottom line, where I'm at right now is bring them all back. I mean that in everybody. I mean, bring Ballard back. And this is my opinion. I'm bringing Ballard back unless you can find a GM that will stick with Steichen. And I hate doing that, but, you know, work hand in hand with Steichen. If not, I want Ballard back. And then bring back Steichen, re-sign Jones, re-sign Pierce. I'm trying to think if there's anybody else I'd re-sign. Nick Cross. There's certainly some vets I would look at getting rid of. Try to create as much cap space as possible to go out and get a legitimate edge rusher. I mean, I don't know what's out there. I know Trey Hendrickson had a bad year and was hurt most of it. I don't know how much he has left in the tank. But if you can get him for a 1-year deal, I mean, I wouldn't be against that. But yeah, the biggest issue with our team when it's healthy is certainly edge rush. But that's where I'm at, man. I'm okay with bringing them back. I'm also okay with getting rid of Ballard. I would like to keep Steichen. If your plan is to keep Jones, if your plan is just to fucking scorched earth the whole thing, then I don't really care what you do, because then we're gonna win like no games next year. I mean, at that point, just cut everybody and re-sign Pierce and just start over drafting in the second round, I guess. I don't know. Just with 50 second round picks. I don't know. But for me, I would, you know, I would bring everybody back, re-sign Jones to an incentive-laden 2-year deal, and, you know, obviously bring AR back. You got Riley. As far as the rest of the year, I don't care what they do. I mean, I kind of want them to play Riley. I don't think they're going to, because they're trying to compete and they want to keep everybody fighting until the end, which I understand. But I'm tired of the fans, man. Our fan base is like got Down syndrome or like whatever. I don't know what's wrong with them. But they seem to think every guy that we draft in the 6th round is going to be the greatest quarterback of all time. And we know what Riley Leonard is. He's Sam Ehlinger. He might be worse than Sam Ehlinger. That's why they tried to sign him. Or tried to get him off a practice squad. I almost, for just the sake of like not hearing about it ever again, like, play him. Let's just get our ass whipped in the last 3 games. But they're trying to keep a locker room together by giving them the best chance to win. So I don't think Shane will do that. So I'm going to have to listen to, like, if Riley Leonard would have started, we would have won all these games. That type of moronic bullshit, which is completely ridiculous. They would have gotten stomped yesterday. They wouldn't, the game wouldn't have been close. So, like, I don't care what they do. They're not going to win. So this podcast has been a train wreck, just like kind of like this season's been. I don't even know like what I'll keep doing shows, but I mean, I can't believe I'm on here defending Chris Ballard, but I mean, it is what it is. I think he's done a good job this year. It just didn't work out. Whatever he's done's been wrong. And he's had 10 years, so I understand the argument. I personally wouldn't fire him, but I get it if they move on from him, and I won't be mad. I'm not going to be like crying or anything. But I really hope they keep Steichen and sign Daniel Jones. Otherwise, if they're not going to do that, just tear the whole thing down. And I don't even know if I'll do this podcast, because who wants to do a podcast covering one like, dude, I've covered so many losing teams. It's just exhaustingly bad being negative all the time. It's not good for anybody. It eats away at you, especially when you care about it as much as I do, which is stupid on my part for caring so much. But that's just who I am. I'm a Colt guy. That's in my DNA. I hate losing. And it's just like getting your heart ripped out year after year. Like, blowing big games, blowing big, leads, choking big games away, choking leads in the division, choking in games to win the division. It just eats away at you, man. Like, it's funny because people seem to think I want to be negative all the time. That is the first that I hate it. I hate being negative. I hate ranting, but it comes from a place of passion because I care. I care so much about this organization. I want them to win. I just don't know what the answers are. Like, I've had, like, in previous years, I could give you an answer. Like, this is the way to go. I don't know, man. The easy thing is fire Ballard, right? But I don't know if that's the right move. I really don't. Because the next guy's going to want to bring in a new coach. And then does Daniel play as well with a new coach and a new offense as he did with Steichen? Because that's what I'm looking at. That is the connection I'm looking at. That is what everything falls on for me. Steichen and Jones. If you're playing, like, here's the deal. If their plan isn't to bring back Jones, then I'm fine with it. Then it makes sense. But if your plan is to bring back Jones, you have to keep Steichen, and then by kind of default, you have to keep Ballard. In my way of thinking, because I don't believe in sticking a GM with somebody he didn't pick. That's what I mean. It's such a convoluted mess. I hope you guys can understand where I'm coming from. I get your point of view with the Ballard thing and Steichen. I get it, but I hope you will at least respect my opinion and try to understand it. Because everything Ballard's at, again, I know the whole history. I know what's going on. I know, and I understand the argument. But just from my perspective, he's done everything I've asked him to do. He's tried to win finally. It just didn't work out this year because of injuries. So let me have it in the comments. I'm sure I'm going to lose people, probably listeners, because I'm not lambasting Ballard. I mean, he's been bad. The majority of the time he's been here, I won't argue that. But this year, I just don't think, I don't blame him for this. I just don't. So, let me know if you want me to keep doing this, because I'll be honest, this shit takes a lot out of me. It's very stressful. This team is stressful. Having fans come at your neck all the time is stressful, just because they don't agree with you or whatever. It's not, you deal with it. It's part of the gig, but it certainly gets old after a while. You can agree to disagree. It's fine. But I've babbled enough. I gave my impassioned plea to respect the effort they gave and appreciate the players for that, because we've always given them, and rightfully so, a very hard time when they've laid down, and they didn't do that, and I think that deserves our respect. They didn't win, and that sucks, and I hate that, but I'm going to be fair. I've given them more shit than most people when they lay down. I've yelled and criticized and all that, so when they go out and play like they did yesterday, I'm going to be honest and say I'm proud of them. You can say, well, they make the money, they should play like that all the time, and I'll say I agree. But we've seen they don't play like that all the time, so when they do, I'm going to give them credit. Maybe that's a step in the right direction. That's all I want to see for the rest of this year, is this team fight like they did yesterday, win or lose, because that will mean maybe the culture has changed. Because in the past, this team is laid down. I don't want to see that. Maybe that's the thing that I want to see that will allow Ballard and Steichen to stay. If they fight like they did yesterday, the next 3 games, win or lose, because they're playing very good, hot football teams. Houston's hot as hell. The Jags and 49ers, I think, have 10 wins or maybe even more. If they fight and they're competitive the next 3 games, then maybe the locker room has changed and maybe the culture has changed. Because I'm telling you, if the culture is bad, they will lay down on probably all these games. Maybe not the next one, but once they're eliminated. So maybe that's the fair route to go. See how they play the last 3 games and decide from that. Maybe that's fair. I don't know. But I basically just freestyled this. I had no outline. Usually I have an outline when I come in and do these, but I just freestyled this, just how I feel. And I'm sure most people are going to disagree with it. And again, you can disagree and you can crap on Ballard and crap on the organization. That's fine. But I want to know what your plan is. If your plan, you want to get rid of Ballard and you want to get rid of Steichen, I have no problem with that. I just want to know what your plan is for GM, head coach, quarterback. I'm not against changing my mind. Like, if somebody makes a great point, I'm not above saying, you know what? You're right. That's a much better plan than what we have right now. If you can lay out a plan for me, I will change my mind. Because again, I'm not claiming I don't have any answers. So if one of you guys lays out a plan for me and it makes sense, I'm all for it. So leave it in the comments. Like, come up with your ideas, your plans. You can tweet me at I don't even know my Twitter thing. At For The Culture with an O _J. You can do that. You can follow me on there. I want to hear all your ideas, because at this point, we all know we're not going to the playoffs. So I want to hear what you're like, because I'm not the smartest person in the world, and I never claim to be. There's plenty of people that know football better than me, and if you have an idea or a blueprint of what you would do to make this a winning organization, and you have guys in mind, I want to hear it, because I'm not against it. Like, I don't have any answers. So leave it in the comments. I hope I just didn't lose my entire viewership, because I do this for you guys, and I know this isn't going to be a popular one, or it might be popular because people are going to be like, what did he say? Oh my God, he's crazy. But I'm willing to deal with it. I just want to hear everybody else's ideas. So, Colts lose another tough game, fall to 8-6, hanging on by a thread. The playoff hopes are really, they have to win the rest of their games to make it in the playoffs, and they don't have the talent to do that. They're not good enough. The teams they're playing are better. Simply put, they're hurt. They're too hurt. They're not going to be able to pull that off. They might be able to win 1 or 2 games. I just want to see effort. I want to see the same effort yesterday the next 3 games, win or lose, from the team. I will have more respect for this team if they play like they did yesterday than they down the stretch of the last 3 games than I have for most, if not all, of the other teams that have failed to make the playoffs. Because all the other teams laid down, essentially, at some point. So, anyway, I have just done an hour-long podcast, so this is probably not even going to fit, and I'm going to have to do it over again. But if you have a comment, leave it. This has been For the Culture. Oh my God, I just said For the Culture. This has been a train wreck. This has been Culture Uncut with your host, Jason Spears. I'll talk to you guys soon.